Hi everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to send AI-generated customer support responses after new inquiry via Google Forms. So let's suppose I'm running a business and I'm collecting all my customer inquiries with the help of Google Forms. I want that whenever I receive a new form submission, automatically this inquiry should be analyzed with the help of my AI agent. Here I'm going to use my AI agent as OpenAI, and then it should generate a content, which means it should generate the response for that inquiry and send that with the help of Gmail. Doing this manually will consume a lot of time, so I've completely automated this process. And to do this automation, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which requires no coding or programming skills. Here I just need to build connection between Google Forms, OpenAI and Gmail. With the help of Pabbly Connect, I'm going to build this connection in such a way that whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission from Google Forms, automatically the content will be generated or the response will be generated for that inquiry, and it will be sent with the help of mail. Now, if you want to learn the step-by-step process, then let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we are going to learn how to send customer support responses after inquiry via Google Forms. For this, I'm going to create automation between Google Forms, OpenAI and Gmail with the help of Pabbly Connect. So this is the landing page of Pabbly Connect, and you can visit this simply by typing pabbly.com/connect in your browser. Now, after browsing this website, let me quickly sign into my account. But before that, let me take you towards Pabbly community. So you can join the Pabbly community to connect with business owners, experts and support team. You can share tips, ask questions and get quick solutions to your automation challenges. You can stay updated on new features and collaborate with thousands of users who help and support each other every day. Now, if you also want to learn how you can join this community, then please check out the link given in the description. Let's move back towards Pabbly Connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. On the top right corner, you can see two options: sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, click on this sign in, and if you are a new user, click on this sign up for free, and this will give you 100 tasks free on monthly basis. As I'm an existing user, I'll go with this sign in. And here all Pabbly apps page has appeared, which is showing me all the Pabbly applications. I'm going to click on this Pabbly Connect Access Now. And it has taken me towards this dashboard where I will be able to find all my workflows over here and all the folders which I've created over here. If you want to create a new folder, simply click on this plus icon, and from here you can create a new folder. For now, I want to create a new workflow, for which I need to click on this Create Workflow button, and then I have to select the Workflow Builder. Here I have this new beta, which is modern, faster and more flexible one. Then we have this classic one, which is a stable and a familiar approach. I'll select the classic, and then I have to provide the name to this workflow, and then I have to select the folder in which I want to save this workflow. So first, let's name this workflow as Send AI Generated Customer Support Responses After New Inquiry via Google Forms. And now I need to select my folder. These are the folders which have been created, and here I am going to select it as Forms Automation and then click on Create. Here workflow created successfully. As soon as I click on Create, two boxes have appeared in front of me. One is Trigger, other is Action. So Trigger says when this happens, and Action says do this. So Trigger is basically an event which starts the automation of a workflow. There can be only one trigger step in a workflow, but as many as action steps as you want. Here in this workflow, I want to send AI-generated customer support response after new inquiry via Google Forms, which means whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission, automatically that inquiry will be analyzed, sent to my AI agent, and the customer support response will be generated and sent with the help of Gmail, which means whenever I'm going to receive a new inquiry form submission, this complete workflow here will get triggered, because trigger says when this happens. So when I'm going to receive a new form submission and then action says do this, then generate this customer support response and send that with the help of Gmail. Here in my trigger application, I will be taking Google Forms, and then in my action application, I will be taking OpenAI and Gmail. Here in my trigger application, let me quickly take Google Forms. And then in my trigger event, I'm going to take this new response received. Now I need to make connection between Pabbly Connect and Google Forms, for which a webhook URL is provided to me. And this webhook URL is going to act as a bridge to connect my Google Forms with Pabbly Connect. Reading the set task, I'm going to build this connection, and to make this connection, let me open my Google Forms. So this is the Google Forms which I've created by the name Bright Ease Inquiry Form, and I have all these fields: first name, last name, phone, email, name of product, and inquiry. Now I have to make sure that the last field has this required button toggled on. So here I've toggled on this last field, and then I have to go towards this responses, click and view in sheets. I've landed towards the spreadsheet, and you can see all the fields which I have in my form are present in the spreadsheet. First name, last name, phone, email, name of product, and inquiry, and here I have all these fields. This means my Google form and my Google Sheet is connected, and now whenever there will be form submission, I will start capturing that response here in this spreadsheet. So now to check this, I'm going to do the form submission, and to do the form submission, I'm going to click on this send, and then I'm going to copy the link to this form. I'm going to copy this and open this in a new tab. So this form has opened in front of me, and I'm going to fill some dummy details in all these fields. So here I have entered my first name as current, last name as user, phone number as this, email address is current@pabblytudes.com. Name of the product is mobile phone, and then the inquiry is I placed an order yesterday. When can I expect the delivery? I'm going to do this form submission, and as soon as the form will be submitted, you will see that all these details which I have filled are captured in my spreadsheet. Let me open my spreadsheet. And here I have received the response. The first name was current, last name was user, phone number was this, email address was current@pabblytudes.com, name of the product was mobile phone, and the inquiry which I just submitted was I placed an order yesterday. When can I expect the delivery? Now here, as soon as I've done this form submission, I've received that form submission response in my spreadsheet, and from the spreadsheet I'm going to send this to my Pabbly Connect workflow. So now we have to build the connection between this Pabbly Connect and my Google Sheet spreadsheet, and to build this connection I have to go towards this extensions, go to Pabbly Connect webhooks, and then click on this get add-ons. Here Google Workspace Marketplace will appear in front of you, where you need to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks, and it is showing installed because I have already installed this in my Google Sheets. But if you are doing this for the first time, make sure that you follow the same process and install this. After that you install this, it will start appearing over here, and from here you have to go towards this initial setup. So this box has appeared in front of me, where I need to enter this webhook URL and the trigger column. So this is the same webhook URL which I'm provided in my Pabbly Connect workflow. So I'm going to copy this webhook URL, paste it over here, and then I need to enter this trigger column. So the trigger column will be a final data entry column, on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. Here my final data entry column, or the end column, is column G, which means whenever I'm going to receive a new data from my Google Forms and my Google spreadsheet, then this complete row data will be sent to my Pabbly Connect workflow. So here the trigger column simply means the final data entry column, or the end column on which the data has been added. I'm simply going to click on the send test now, and you will see the test data will be sent to my Pabbly Connect workflow. Now to make the setup, I have to click on this submit, and here setup configured successfully. So here we have successfully added this webhook URL which we provided in Pabbly Connect workflow to the spreadsheet, and now we have to follow a very important step. We have to go towards this extensions, go to Pabbly Connect webhooks, and then click on this send on event. So this step will make sure whatever data we add in future, it is sent to Pabbly Connect. Now I'm going to go back towards my workflow and check whether I have received all these response there or not. And if I scroll down, I can see that I have received this response. Trigger column was column G, and then I have received the rest of the details, like the name was current, last name was user, then the inquiry was I placed an order yesterday, when can I expect the delivery, email address was current@pabblytudes.com, phone number was this. Now here, as soon as I have received the form submission, I have received that detail in my spreadsheet, and as soon as I received that detail in my spreadsheet, I have received that in my Pabbly Connect workflow, and this shows the connection setup that we have created between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect that is successful. And now whenever there will be new form submission, I will start capturing that response here in this workflow. Now moving on towards the next step, whenever there is a new form submission, I want to generate customer support response. So for this inquiry which I have received, I want to generate an automated response so that I can promptly respond to my customer. To do this, I'm going to use my AI agent as OpenAI. So then in my action application, I'm going to select my action application as OpenAI, and in my action event, I'm going to select it as ChatGPT structured AI output and then click on connect. So if you have an existing connection, go with save. If you don't have one, click on this add new connection. And now to make this connection, I have to enter the token. So following the help desk given below, I'm going to enter this token and I'm going to click on the hyperlink. And it has taken me towards this API keys page. To create a new API token, I simply need to click on this create new secret key. First, I have to name this key. So let's say the name is test. The project will be default project. The permissions will be all. And then I simply need to click on this create secret key. A new API token will be provided to me, which I need to copy and paste that over here. Now here, as I've already an existing connection, here I've created this connection multiple times, so I'm going to select the existing connection and then go with save. You will see OpenAI is connected with Pabbly Connect, and now we have to enter all these details. So here first I'm going to select the AI model. I'm going to select my AI model as GPT-4o Mini. I'm going to select my roles as user, and then I'm going to enter the prompt in this content user field. So I'm going to enter the prompt in a way that I have received this Google form submission where I have received the inquiry, and I want my AI agent to generate the customer support response so that I can respond to them promptly. I'm going to enter this prompt like, so here I've created this very detailed prompt where I've mentioned you are an experienced and friendly customer support agent at Priorities Electronics which sells smart home device and gadgets. A customer has submitted an inquiry through our Google form. Here are the details: customer name, email, phone, product of interest, inquiry message, and then the rest of the details like here are the most common type of queries we receive along with our standard answers you should use if relevant. I have mentioned the product pricing, availability. I have mentioned the warranty and return policy. I have mentioned shipping timeline and tracking. I have mentioned technical support for installation or setup. I have mentioned compatibility question with other device. Then I've mentioned this bulk or wholesale order inquiries, and then the contact details. Now I want my AI to generate customer support response based on the prompt which I have added. Now here I have added all these details. If you want, you can enhance all the details, add your personal details, and then give that to your prompt. Now I'm going to enter this customer details. But over here, I'm not going to enter these details manually, but I'm going to use a method called mapping, which means I'm going to enter the data from the previous response. Now here I have received the response from Google Forms. When I click on this field, I can see this Google Forms. When I click on this, I can see all the response which I have received from there. Here I'm going to enter this customer name. So I'm going to enter the name as new user. Then I'm going to enter the email address as new@pablitudes.com. I'm going to enter the phone number as this one. I'm going to enter the product of interest as mobile, and then I'm going to enter the query. Now over here, mapping is important so that every time you receive a new response, it is taken into consideration in this field. Manually entering the data will make this field static, and the information will not change even if you have received the new response. Over here, if I manually enter any detail, this field will become static, and every time I receive a new response, the result will not change. So as to keep this field dynamic, we use this process mapping instead of manually entering the details. Now after entering all these details, we have this response format. Now as you know that I want to send a mail, so I want to get the response from this OpenAI in a JSON format. I want it to generate the mail for me, but I want the response in JSON format so that I can separately map the subject and the body of this mail. So I have to enter this response format, and to enter this response format, I have read this help desk given below. I am going to copy this entirely, the last line of this JSON structure. I'm going to remove this curly braces your JSON schema, and then I'm going to generate a JSON schema to enter that in this response format. To get this JSON schema, I'm going to open my OpenAI. I'm going to go towards the docs, and on the left hand side where I can see all these options, I'm going to click on the structured outputs. Now it is written, try it out in playground or generate a ready to use JSON schema definition to experiment with structured outputs. I'm going to click on this generate, and here it is written, describe how you want the model to respond, and we will generate a JSON schema. Now here what I want to generate the subject and the body, so I have to write those fields. So we have to write those fields which we require in the JSON format. I'm going to write subject, and then I'm going to write type of text, and then I'm going to write the description as give the subject of the mail. Then I require the body. So I'm going to write body, type of text, give the body of the mail. I'm simply going to click on this create, and you will see that I have generated this JSON schema. In no time I have generated this, and I'm going to add this to my response format. So from here I'm going to copy this entirely and paste it over here, and here we are done with this. Now the user max token are not required fields, so I will skip this. The sampling type is temperature sampling, and then again these fields are not required ones, so I will skip this. I just want to generate the mail, that too in JSON format. So I'm going to skip this, but if you want to enter these details, you can enter following the help desk given below. After entering these details, I'm simply going to click on the save and send test request. Let's wait for the response, and here it is. We have received the response in no time. So here it says your order delivery inquiry is the subject, and then we have received this personalized mail which says, dear current user, thank you for reaching out to us. We appreciate your order and are excited for you to receive your new mobile phone. And then we have added the rest of the details here. Typically, we dispatch orders within 1-2 business days. Shipping takes 5-7 days. Then I have added the phone number. Then I have added best regards, Brighty's Electronics Support Team. So here I have received the response in which it has answered their inquiry, and I'm going to send this mail. So this mail is very perfect and I can send this. To send this mail, I'm going to click on this add action step button, and in my action application, I'm going to search for Gmail. In my action event, I'm going to select it as send email v1 and then click on connect. If you have an existing connection, go with save. If you don't have one, click on this add new connection, then click on this connect with Gmail. Here you need to choose your account with which you are going to send the mail. After choosing that account, you simply need to click on this allow to grant away the permission. Now here Gmail is connected with Pabbly Connect, and now I have to enter all these details. So first I'm going to enter this recipient email address. Now I'm not again going to enter all these details manually. Instead, we are going to map these details like we have done in the previous action step. So I have received this recipient email address from my Google Forms. So I'm going to enter this current@pabblytudes.com. Then the CC, BCC fields are not required one, so I'll skip this. I'm going to enter the sender name as Brighty's Electronics, and then I'm going to enter the email subject as your order delivery inquiry. I'm not replying to anyone. I'll skip this. I've selected the email content type as plain. If you are going to enter the HTML, you have to create the HTML content only, email content only. So here I've selected the type as plain, and I'm going to enter the plain content which I have received from my OpenAI response, which is this one. I'm not going to send any file name or the attachment, but if you are going to send something, please make sure that this file does not exceed this given limit. After mapping all these details, I'm simply going to click on save and send test request. Let's wait for the response. Here I've received the response. Now let me quickly open my mailbox and check whether I have received this mail there or not. So here you can see that I have received this mail. your order delivery inquiry. This was the same subject which we added. You can see the time, and this was the same mail which we have drafted and sent. Thank you for reaching out, dear current user. So this is how this automation workflow is going to run. And now to summarize, we took Google Forms as a trigger application where we made connection with Pabbly Connect. We did the form submission and received that response here in this workflow. Then we moved towards the next step where we wanted OpenAI to generate the response for us, the customer support response based on the query which my customer has sent with the help of this Google Forms. As soon as I've added the prompt, the response was generated. The customer support response was generated with the help of OpenAI. And then I've simply mapped that response and sent that response to my customer with the help of Gmail. Here we have successfully created automation between Google Forms, OpenAI and Gmail with the help of Pabbly Connect. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate many more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now if you have any doubt, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any query, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, you can visit the website given over here. Also, if you find our videos helpful, do share it with your friends and like and subscribe to our channel.